Can anybody please tell me what the happened today? What happened? Oh. I don't even know what happened today. That's insane. Like, so I don't even know where to start. Like, I have no idea where to start. Let's show what I did yesterday, because that is where it all started. This is the first time. Well, not the first time. The third time. The third time I've held something overnight. In my non-trading accounts, that like my non-day trading account, like money that I have at like just sitting in my bank in a different investing account, not in interactive brokers. And I use it sometimes when I see a really, 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 really good setup that I just fully believe in, like the most obvious of obvious. That's why I only do it every couple months. And the last one was on, actually it's already up here, AMTX. Let's put on, let me just start some music quick. Sorry, I'll turn it down. Okay, so let's look at this here. Let's look at exactly what I did, because it's mental. It's mental here. I have it up in Paint. So yesterday, these are these are from my RBC broker. So two different accounts here. I just copy pasted this into Paint. I didn't want to show my account numbers, but I wanted to show right here that they are in fact different. So on March the 8th, so yesterday, or sorry, March the 6th was the buy date, not the settlement date. I don't care about the settlement date. AMTX on March the 8th. The 6th, sorry. My brain's still trying to catch up to what exactly just happened. March 8th, let's go. Jesus Christ. So, this thing surged out of nowhere. I'm not sure if anyone saw AMTX yesterday, but it went from, 50 cents the previous day. 50, you can see down here, it'll say 52 cents, all the way to a top of 128. And just look how beautiful this flag is. Like, I don't think the flags get much better than this. I'm trying to get rid of these lines. Okay. Remove horizontal line, remove this trend line. Just this flag. This flag just looks absolutely amazing. And I just saw it forming. So what I did first was I got in. So how many shares do I have here? I had 52,000 shares total. Now I know that sounds insane, and it really is, but we're talking about days where they trade over 15 million shares of volume. So that doesn't sound that crazy there. Calculator. So let me drag it over here. So 52,000 shares divided by 15 million. I have 0.3% of the daily traded volume. So that is not a problem with liquidity at all. Now, see, if we went to any of these other days where, the average volume is, whatever this is, 200,000, then that's a stupid idea. You do not want 25%. You probably don't even want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% of the daily traded volume. So, hold on. I gotta turn my speakers off there. It's probably echoing. So, just crazy. So, I see this forming. I initially get in with around the same amount of shares. I think it was a bit less. I have it on the trading platform again, but I don't want to... I bought it in chunks, so I don't want to just, put it into Paint and blur everything out. So I'll just tell you, I have no reason to lie. I don't really care. So I thought this flag was forming just right here, just up to this part when I saw this. So I thought that this was a great time to accumulate in this area here. It was lower volume selling. There was a lot of support. You couldn't see it, but on the bids, there was massive bids popping up all through here and on the way down here too. That's why there's so much volume traded in here, because people were taking like 5, 10, 20,000 or 1,000 share positions, and I was watching that on the level 2 here. They were just being sold into. So it wasn't crazy selling pressure. I mean, it just went from 70 cents here to $1.30. Of course, the day traders that are trading this on the minute time frame, they wanted to get out. And of course, that's exactly what they did. People traded it in this little flag, and this was right around the level that it got halted at, was 112. And 112 is right here, so I thought, you know, this is it. And of course, to my luck, it just blasts through it. And when it bounced back up, I actually sold. So I think it was 40,000 shares. I sold for an average of man, I don't know. I think it was close to 10 cents. So that's $4,000 gone in, you know, less than half an hour. So that was upsetting, but not really, because sometimes that happens, and that's fine. I was still watching this though, because even though I got nervous when that happened, like, this is just a massive red candle. It looked to me as if stops were being taken out purposely. I don't know if that's a thing with market makers and all that conspiracy shit, where they try and, you know, burst through people's stops to accumulate shares because they know the price is going to go up. I have no idea. So that's why this candle was so huge. Like, it just blasted through a bunch of stops. I remember seeing it. Unfortunately, I didn't record it yesterday. I don't know. I was way too focused on this, and I had some other things to do for a lot of the day, so I didn't get a chance to upload anything yesterday. So I thought that was it. I thought it was done. It went under that halt level, so I was like, okay, it's probably going to fade under $1 again. I thought it was done, but it wasn't. It starts to come back up, and sure enough, so right in this flag, I think it was around, it was close to the end of the day. Sorry, this chart is just not doing it. Okay, so it comes back up, and I go, wow, this actually does have potential. You know, if I had held on to those shares here and sold up here, I would have made 4,000. But that's not the point. It could have kept continuing lower from here very, very, very easily. But that showed me strength. I saw a lot of buying coming in. It was kind of a slow grind downwards. And I saw whenever it dipped, it was being bought right back up again. Just right back up. So I thought around in this area in here towards the end of the day, I would start buying shares again. So I think my fills were like 108, 105. I'll show you again what they were, but I'm pretty sure that's what they were. And it was in, I remember this area towards, I think it was 1 or 2 o'clock. Let's see the time. Yeah, it was somewhere in here. And I was accumulating for like an overnight hold, because this flag, it just looks amazing. Like, I don't know, like, these opportunities come up every once in a while, and then I took advantage of it. Now, I got kind of nervous when it busted through $1, but there was just so many stops being shot through. Like, you know, most people would have a stop at $1 because that's reasonable. And then when it fell through $1, it just, like, it got, like, there's probably 200 and something thousand shares that were bought up, like, instantly. Comes back down through $1. You know, it's on, like, higher volume, this buying, and that was at the end of the day. It was just really fishy, like, in a good way, though. So I wasn't too nervous holding it overnight. So let's go back to these fills. March 6th. Okay, an average fill of $1.06 and $1.08. So this many shares at this price, this many shares at this price. So let's say an average of 107 with 52,000 shares. So I had a line at 107 right there. So let's get rid of this line. Let's get rid of this trend line. So even after hours, you know, it was propping up a bit. I was not nervous. I was ready to take, you know, a 7-cent loss, which would have been another, however much that is, 3,000, 2,000, something like that. That's fine. I was so confident in this continuing the next day based on this flag. Where I'm up kind of, I don't know if I'm upset, but it did exactly what I thought it was going to do, but I was selling in the 20s. I got an average sell of around the 20s, whereas the high of the previous day was 128, I think, 128, this line. So I saw it go up, it got rejected, and then I got a little nervous because it was on low volume. It started to come back up, and I was selling into here, and it bursted through and then came back down. So I was like, I don't know. I get nervous when I use way more shares, because in my trading account, I'm only taking a max of, you know, hundreds or maybe 1,000 shares sometimes. Not recently though, because of trader rehab, I can only take 400 shares. So in this account, at least, just for like a daily income stream, I need to have a lot of discipline for that. So yeah, let's go back again to these fills. So I sold some rated open for 122, 125, 136, 118, 122. Like, man, this thing got into the 30s and it touched 41. That's fine. It could have gone right back down. Like, it could have done this right here, surged through, got rejected. So I guess it was based on the headline. The headline wasn't that good. This random hedge fund did say that their their price target was $2. They're like a biofuel company that just came out with a deal for securing like a bunch of, like, a loan to create a bunch of biofuel for like I don't really care what it was, but it wasn't like a, you know, crypto or Bitcoin or cancer treatment type of headline, or that would really make this thing fly. But compared to yesterday, the volume was much higher at open, so it ended up doing it. That's fine. I learned that maybe that was still a good trade. So maybe I left money on the table by not sticking to, like, okay, sell half at open and then let the rest go to break even or to the next leg up. But I wanted to secure that profit, I think, just because I was using so much more money. So anyways, so an average sell of 122, 125, 136. Let's say an average sell of 120, hell, I don't know, like 123, 124. Let's close these now. 123, 124. So how many cents is that? 17. That's 18, 17 cents. 17 cents. 52,000 shares times 17 cents. Like, oh man, like, every once in a while I make trades like this and it works out. So that was amazing. And at the same time, I was trying to day trade. Like, this was my P&L for the day on, like, my regular account. As I was doing this on the side, AMTX, I played it in this account. Again, I didn't record anything because I was just so, like, I was watching pre-market on AMTX for my big account. I was watching pre-market at, like, 8:30. Like, I was up just staring at it, as you can imagine. So I was in and out of this actually quite a bit on this surge up, and I ended up with 240 on that name, which is good. I lost 250 on Pixie. I think I was revenge trading. I was in and out, like you see here. Bought 400, sold 400 for 14-cent loss. Bought, sold, you know, another 16-cent loss. I was over trading, but I think I was keeping my stops tight, but I wasn't following the rules. I was too excited and too distracted, more so, by the other account, that I just wasn't trading completely properly today. And I had two other small trades, Ogen, as it popped up. It went from 188 all the way to $4. Crazy. Like, just absolutely insane move. I barely captured any of that, too. I think it was OGen. My average bought was 78 and sold was 87. I think I was in and out of it a couple times. It was just crazy. Just crazy. Just some of the stuff moves so fast today. So I'm ending the day 101. Like this account, 78 US and 101 Canadian. So I wrote down. I was trading pretty decently today. I was way too distracted by AMTX. Made. What was I trying to say here? Was wait. But I guess still finished green. Although I was up. Yeah, I think I was up. I had less of a loss on Pixie. I had like a 190 loss. And then I had made a stupid trade because I wasn't in the zone today. So that's what happened. Closing green. I guess that's what matters. So the rules. I followed the size. I followed the loss. I followed the stop. Because those bad trades on Pixie were, I guess 19 cents is a little much. But I did try to get out earlier. It's just from slippage, you don't get filled right where you want as it's dropping. Unfortunately, I got filled as it was dropping. Let's go right here, and I'll try and pull it up. Pixie. I can't remember where it was. It was probably in here, because that's when all the action came in and when I was actively trading it. Like if the bids drop out and you press sell, you might not get filled at the price that you want. And I know with 400 shares you can pretty much get filled anywhere, but I guess the time for me pressing it and it going through, let's say it dropped from 25 to 20, it's an extra 5 cents to where I wanted to get out. And that's $20 on 400 shares. So rules, I didn't follow the rules. I was so distracted that I didn't follow the rules. But look at this, green. No red today in March. I can see the camera's getting pretty dark. Can I fix that? Webcam, configure video, properties, exposure. Let's see what happens here. Okay, there we go. Much better. So that's good. That's great. Like, look at this. Look, this is what I made so far in March. I have a daily average of 117. Also amazing. If I made 117 every day, there's 252 trading days in a year, I'd end up with 30,000, which is not bad for just a beginner trader. I'm going to keep stepping up my share size, so this will actually change quite a bit, whether I, go down or I'm planning on just going up in share size. Because if I use 600 shares, my daily profits are going to just naturally go up. So yesterday I didn't include. Yesterday I was gone in the morning for an appointment. It was at 9:15, and I can't. This is not an appointment that I can move or get later. So unfortunately, I couldn't be there for the open. And then when I did take those trades on AMTX, it was at the end of the day, like towards the end of the day, like I was saying. So I just didn't write anything. So let's try and keep this up. Sorry if I'm rambling. I'm stunned. Just absolutely stunned by what happened. Every time. So I said I've done this 3 times before. That's on the smaller end. What did I say? It was 17 cents, so. Like, that's on this. Well, that's the. Okay, the 3 of them, I've had one more and one less than this. It just, every time it happens, it just stuns me. Like. Of course, like that's quite large-ish amount of money to just, either gain or lose within a day. So I'm gonna try not to spend this. I usually spend a good chunk of it when this happens. I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm really trying to stay disciplined. Well, with my whole life, because that carries over into trading too. But more so with trading, I need to stay disciplined. I can't get all crazy and live above my means just because I do really well, you know, a couple days or even a couple weeks or a month or two in a year, because when there's a rainy day and it's a lot slower in the market and it's a struggle to make any money, or even if you close a month or two red, you have to have enough to carry you over. So again, I'm probably rambling at this point. So thanks everyone for watching. What an insane day. I'll see you tomorrow.